Chet. Calm your ass down. I'm on my way. Nerd Vengers! Broke Vengers! And randoms. Good morning. Welcome. Sorry I'm a little late. Had to take a extra secure route. These Disney snipers are out, man. They're out. Oh! And yeah, we've got a couple things to talk about. Pedro Pascal, what are you doing? What are you thinking? I'm coming in hot. I'll see you in a second. Whew. Oh, man. City looks beautiful as always. What's up, Nerd Vengers? How we doing today? Hope you guys are doing well, man. Yes, Mandalorian trailer. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the good. We're gonna talk about the bad. Chad, I feel like the music's way too high. I feel like they can barely hear me. Fix it! Ah! Okay, look, I'm sorry about the music! I'll meet you in the studio! Go down to the studio! I'll see you in a second! Oh, hey, Georgie boy. No, you're doing great. You're doing, no, it's all good, man. I'm not gonna yell at you. Chet's getting my wrath today. Good God almighty, that fucking music. Holy shit. Okay, bring it down. Bring it down a little. Woo! What's up? Good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy hump day. Oh, yes, indeed. We've got some spice to get into today. I'm pretty excited about it. Look, it's not clickbait. Disney is thinking about putting a Batman in The Mandalorian Season 2. Yeah, a lot of this stuff, like between the studios and everything like that, they've been thinking about it. They've been talking about how Batman and throwing an extra Batman into The Mandalorian Season 2 will hide all the drama, and it'll do the job. But you know what, folks? Before we get into any of the tea, any of the spice, let's say what's up. Let's say good morning. Who's in here today? Let's see. Will Bonin's in the building. Lucas Tex Venger is here. Peter Ferret is here. Mr. Deeds. Josh is in the building. Kyle O'Connor. Sly's in the building. What up, Sly? Dingo Gaming, Tim Turner, Justice Simone's here, Mark Hamilton, Ryan H is in the building, Tim Turner, Boshy's in the morning, Captain Pennsylvania, what up, Cap? Renee's here, and here, Star Wars Santa's in here, Knight 1223, JT, Drum and Company, Trinity from 2nd Street Marbles in the building, Andre Taylor, Landon Dubes, Chris is in the building, Darth Clean, Patricia's here. So many beautiful people. Trev's in the building. Bill M is in here. Ray Hall is in here. Whiskey, Steve Boss, Keon. So many beautiful people. I saw an Adam from Fanjector in here. A lot of people, man. The chat's kind of crazy. I can't go through the whole thing. What's up? How we doing? Cameron Miles, what's up? I'm back. Been a long time. Ah, man. Well, it's good to have you back. It's good to have you back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So is Black Widow delayed or not, Stormy? We don't know, bro. Nobody knows. Show notes. Chat, pause the music. Show notes. Show notes. Couple of things. God, this cord's like bugging me out today. It's tripping me out. Couple of things. Tomorrow night, after dark. Al Schuler. Look, I've been talking to Al. Obviously, we recorded the podcast. The first episode of the Nerd and Naughty podcast is still just available for members. We're hoping to get it out podcast-wise for everybody else later this week. So you got to check that out. Al Schuler, man, I talked to him a little bit yesterday in between some calls because I did put some calls out and I talked to a bunch of different people, sources, you know. So I talked to a bunch of people, but in between all that, man, me and Al were talking about this Pedro Pascal thing, and man, Al's got some shit to say. Al has some shit to say. And so you're definitely going to want to see my man and Lavis. Lavis is going to be like trying to hold him back and shit tomorrow, I feel like. So you're going to want to watch that. Stormy says the podcast was heat. We appreciate that. Thank you, man. Also, Friday night. Watch party. We're watching some movie with Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland, Devil All the Time or something like that, I think is the plan. And I think Lavis and Bashti will be playing some Among Us with you guys as well. So we'll be playing some Among Us. And then I think we're watching Devil Knows You're Batman or something. Whatever it is. Whatever that thing is. Okay, look. We got a lot to talk about, okay? And I do want to talk about the trailer because there's some really cool stuff. And I actually want to go into the theater with you guys because Star Wars Theory did a breakdown of it, and he picked up on some things that I missed, and there was some Boba Fett stuff that I want to get into. So Star Wars Santa reached out to me privately and said, don't tell anybody, but I'm starting to turn on the sequel trilogy as well. And I've now realized how dope Boba Fett is. And so Star Wars Santa was hitting me up. He really wants more Boba Fett in Star Wars, and so he asked if I could go over what Theory said in his video, and I was like, I'm good with that. That sounds cool. So we're going to be doing that. But first, ladies and gentlemen, we of course have to talk about Pedro Pascal. And I'm just going to say the thing that's on all of our minds right out the gate. Trigger warning. Let me get a sip of my Taylor Lane organic coffee. So delicious. That's nice. Ooh, trigger warning, everybody. Hold on to your buttholes. Everybody thought Gina was anti-mask. Who would have thought it was Pedro? Am I right? Anyway. So, the story, as the story goes, as it were, as it happens, supposedly, Pedro Pascal kind of being a butthole, right? So let me just, I'd love to, because yesterday I was looking at the comments, I was watching the things come in. By the way, we fucking crushed it yesterday. The breakdown's blowing up, the Pedro video's blowing up. The stream we did yesterday, even though I was furious and the Disney snipers were definitely out for me, we still did big numbers. We still brought a lot of cool people in. It was very successful for us. So we had a monster day yesterday. It was very good. So I just want to know from you guys, and I'd like to actually talk to you about what's going on. To you. Legit. What are you thinking about this Pedro thing? I know some of you are like, BS, it's coming from Grace McQueen! So it can't be true, etc., etc. Etc., etc. And so let's just talk about it. What are you guys thinking? All these people that are like, oh, I don't understand why you would do that. Look, here's one that really got me yesterday. This one, you guys know that I get triggered and shit too, right? So here's one that was triggering me yesterday a lot. But he retweeted the trailer. if he retweeted the trailer, how could this be going on if he retweeted the trailer? And I imagine most of the people that typed that in literally had that face. But he tweeted the trailer. I think they bobbed their head with every syllable. Anybody brave enough to type that into chat right now? Please. Please. I'd love to talk about it. I'd love to talk directly to you about it. Please put it into the chat. I want it in the chat. I want you to put it into the chat. Put it into the chat. Tell me how you feel. Put it into the chat. I dare you. I double dog dare you, motherfucker. Yeah, nobody's brave enough. Okay, look. Ryan Epps, my man. I know the music coming. I know, Allie. For real, though, the music's what made me did it. The music made me do it. The music made me do it. The music made me do it. Okay. He tweeted it for a second time. Case closed. It's fake news. Case closed. So do we understand why that's absurd? Like, just wondering. Do you guys understand why that's an absurd thing to say? If you didn't know it was happening, and the Hollywood trades are not talking about it, nobody's talking about it, then in what universe would Pedro make the biggest hint, put his dick on the table, so to speak? In what universe does that guy not tweet the trailer out? He's the star of the show. Like, to me, that is weak sauce. That is the most weak sauce. Because if you don't understand the game that is being played, or you can't at least conceptualize why an actor would do this, and you want to hold that up as this evidence that there's no drama, I just think that it's just like really weak. That's really weak. It's weak. So that one got me fired up. I was like, okay, wow, that is really weird. Like, it's really, really weird that everybody wants to hold on to that. Now, I'll say this. When I reached out to people and I talked to people about this yesterday, there were a lot of people. Here's what I heard a lot. I'm just going to tell you, just being real, this is what I heard a lot. Oh, no, yeah, that is real, but it was handled last year. Like, oh, no, that's real, but it's old. They figured it out. It was over a year ago. So Grace is hearing all this stuff. Who knows what Grace is hearing? I don't know what Grace is hearing. But this is from over a year ago. Right? So I got that from a lot of people, and I was like, man, that's weird. I also got from some people saying, like, man, it's a shame that came out. Like, they're bummed, dude. Like, they're legitimately bummed that the news came out. And to be fair, like, when we talk about and when we think about the Spider-Man deal with Marvel, right? So had that deal not gone public, right? And like the internet does what the internet does, and people had their pitchforks out and shit like that, right? If that hadn't happened, it is possible that the negotiations would have been handled. Sony and Marvel would have figured it out. And what Tom Rothman said afterwards was that the speed and flow of negotiation does not match up with the speed and flow of news, journalism, and social media. I agree with that. Like, I agree. So, in a sense, it is a shame that it's coming out. Because the last thing Disney needs is, like, drama for the show. The last thing they need is for this kind of stuff to be going on. And this, I think, is where this is where I think it's just going to be really interesting to see how people cover this. Like I'm sure you guys, if you've been watching the show, or if you've been watching like the streams, you've been watching the videos, if you've been hanging out with me throughout this year, then you will know I am on some kind of an arc, right? This is some kind of an arc. And this arc is taking me in a super anti-Hollywood direction. And you know really where, like, I had sort of been teetering on it, and I had sort of been like, okay, whatever. You know what? You want to know what broke me? This is what broke me. It was actually the DC stuff. It was when I dipped my toe into the DC stuff, and I started talking about the DC stuff. Bro, I have never gotten pushback like this from all these different people and all these, like, veiled threats and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, people were like, dude, Whoever's trying to protect Jeff Johns, get you someone. You know those memes and shit where they're like, get you someone that looks at you like this person, and then they have like a picture of somebody like swooning over another person, right? Like, get you someone that looks at you like this. You know, I'm gonna say this: get you a group of supporters that protect you like Warner Brothers is protecting Jeff Johns. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, absurd. And this kind of brings me to the next thing I wanted to talk about. And, trigger warning for Trev, I guess. Take another sip. Every time I say trigger warning, I get thirsty for coffee. I don't know. Here we go. Little sip of the organic here. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. So this is what's really funny about this. We were joking. Those of you that have been here, those of you Nerd Vengers, Broke Vengers, everybody that hangs out. Hey, what's up? Al Schuller's in the building. It's an honor and a pleasure, sir. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Now, we were joking about this the other week where I said, hey, I believe Warner Brothers was like, oh my God, the Ezra Miller stuff, the Ray Fisher stuff, all these, they're looking at all these PR problems and they're like, throw a Batman in the Flash, right? And then like Ray Fisher just keeps tweeting, right? And they're like, throw another Batman in the movie. And then everybody's like, wait a minute, throw another Batman in the movie? And Warner Bros. is like, I said throw another Batman in the movie. I don't want them talking about Ray Fisher. I don't want them talking about choke slamming bitches in Iceland. I want them talking about Batman. Throw another Batman in the movie. Right? And we were like, maybe if we keep talking about this, and by the way, Ray Fisher video, the third video, I think, and I'm not like one of these algorithm junkies. Like, this is what's really funny. Like, a lot of people get it twisted. I'm not one of these algorithm junkies that's going to do, like, I don't know, 50 videos on Brie Larson, 45 videos on The Last of Us 2. You know what I mean? Like, those algorithm junkies just suckling at the teat. I'm not one of those guys. However, this will be my third video, maybe fourth video, because it's 2020 and my brain is broken. This will be my third or fourth video about Mr. Ray Fisher, dedicating this one to Trev. It came out. A couple of interesting things that came out. Okay? A couple of interesting thingy things. My bobs. Josh is the true Hondo. Believe that. So, first it came out that Jason Momoa, that Warner Brothers literally made a fake announcement about Jason Momoa being Frosty. Being Frosty the Snowman. Guys. Yo, Ryan Epps. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You're a Nerd Venger now, baby. Now look. They literally made some shit up, dudes. They made some shit up. They were like, hey, Jason Momoa is going to be Frosty the Snowman in a Jeff Johns produced movie. And they literally put it out there to get people to be like, wait, Jason Momoa isn't Frosty? Yo, UBD, bro. I mean, thank God you're a Nerdvenger. Thank God you're plugged in to Nerdvenger's Tower. Because we keeps it real up in here. And, yeah. That shit was fake, dog. That shit was a fugazi. And what's so funny is people tell me the fucking Pedro story is fake. Motherfuckers don't even know that Frosty story. Anyway. Beyond that, and this is going to go in the Ray Fisher video that I'll do later today. Everything is a lie. What is the title referring to, Mr. Savvy? I don't know. What is the title on this vid? Chet, what's the title? What's the title of this? Star Wars thinking about putting Batman in Mando to hide drama? Yo, good title. Nice. Well done, man. No, I like it a lot. No, I know they don't get it. Well, yeah, it's all good. Okay. I'm actually about to explain to you what it means. Check it out. Lean in. Put down your phone. Unless you're watching on your phone. Lean in, motherfuckers. Lean in. Not only was the Frosty story completely made up, but the Ben Affleck Batman story was do you guys remember when we heard the Ben Affleck story for fandom and we were all like wait a minute, why announce this before DC fandom, right? I was like, that's really weird. Why would they announce it before DC fandom? Not only that, it's Anthony Breznican. Now, the thing about Anthony Breznican is, look, I don't know the guy, nothing personal, you know what I mean? Like, we're all just people, we're all just humans. It's all love in here, baby, you know what I mean? It's all love. But fuck this guy, man. This guy is a studio mouthpiece, like 100%. And so I remember being confused that this guy, Anthony Breznican, Anthony glorious prodigal son of Hollyweird, Anthony Breznicant, scooped the Ben Affleck shit days before DC fandom. Like, it just, none of it really made sense. I was like, what is happening here? But I was so elated. And here's where we get to go, baby. This is fun. Life is good, you know? They literally forced that story out I think it was like an hour and a half, less than 2 hours after Ray made another tweet bringing in receipts showing the hypocrisy of Warner Brothers. Guys, they literally put out the Ben Affleck Batman news just the same way we were joking about. In the same way that we were memeing it. We were memeing, right? We were like, I don't want them talking about Ray Fisher. Put another fucking Batman in this movie. We were joking. Warner Brothers was actually doing it. And so why is the title Disney's thinking about putting another Batman or a Batman in The Mandalorian Season 2? Why, you ask? Why that title? This is my arc. This has been my arc in 2020. And now it's like I really don't like Hollywood, and I really don't like the way the trades, the way the mouthpieces, the way the social media. I don't like it. I don't like all of it, dude. I especially don't like it because of some of the things that were told to me privately. Who the fuck do you people think you are? For real. I'm just a dude on the internet. Like, so, my arc, is this pre-recorded? Absolutely. So, that's where I'm at. And so that's why, like, people might ask, like, I don't, like, why are you even going, like, for instance, yesterday, let's talk about yesterday. So we make the vid, the trailer breakdown, you know what I mean? And by the way, did y'all see that? I'm getting a little bit better at this shit. I didn't let you guys know I was disappointed with the trailer until after we did the breakdown. You see what I mean? I didn't want to spoil the mood, right? We did it all, and then I just kind of slipped in it where I was like, I didn't really like the trailer that much. Moving on. You know what I mean? Moving on. Because I didn't want everybody to be like, ah! So that video was doing great, but then it's like we follow it up with the Pedro video, and I'm sure some of you are like, we're Santa. I'm sure some of you are like, I don't even understand why Josh is making the Pedro video. And the thing is, the reason I'm making it is because I can't stand what I'm seeing. I can't stand all the lies, all the manipulation. And I can't stand how some of these people that claim to be insiders, that claim to be a part of the sense-making apparatus, I can't stand how they are playing the game. Dude, everybody knows. Like, here's what's really fucked up. I am, like, 90% sure that almost everybody in Hollywood, and I'm talking fucking everybody, knows what happened with Ray Fisher on the set of Justice League. And they ain't saying shit. Why? Power, influence, access. Makes me sick, dude. Makes me fucking sick. So, that's where we're at. That's what's going on. And so I ask you, if they took the Mandalorian's helmet off and it was Val Kilmer Batman, would you be like, wait, what's going on, free Mike? Hashtag, did somebody time Mike out? Is Mike Porter blocked or some shit? What's going on, Santa? Tell me now. Can one of the mods please figure that out? What do you mean, free Mike Porter? This is an incredible troll if you're trolling right now. Free Mike. Yeah, what's going on with Mike? Mike can't get into the chat? What do you mean Mike can't get into the chat? Huh? You're trying? All right. Well, Mike, if you're watching and you can't get into the chat, I don't know, bro. We'll figure it out, man. I don't know what's going on. Mike's chats aren't showing up. He texted on Discord. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll figure it out, okay? We'll figure it out. Mike Porter, everybody knows we love you, Mike. We'll figure it out, okay? It was probably Chet. You know what I mean? It was probably Chet. He locked out. I got you. Okay. All right. So, yeah. You guys want to go watch the Mandalorian trailer? Now that we've got, like, the drama out of the way, now that we've talked a little bit. And seriously, though, if anybody has any questions about the Pedro story, please feel free to ask. You know what I mean? I won't be as much of a dick as I was a little bit ago, okay? I'll try to be understanding. I'll try to be loving, compassionate. I'll be all the things that, my mother would want me to be. So, feel free to drop in your questions. What the fuck is this stream? Hey, Azizi SNA. Man, I was looking for somebody to block forever. See ya! See ya! Go hang out with Mike Porter. All right, let's go into the... that's what I do now. I look for people to ban. I love it. It makes me so happy. All right, let's go into the theater. Come on in, Nerd Avengers. Come on in. Trickle in, baby. Trickle in! I'm sorry the floor's sticky. It's hard in 2020. What if that was... Yo, fam. What if that was Mike Porter? That was like his sock puppet account, and he was just trying to get back into the chat. And I was literally just like, boom, you're done. That'd be hilarious. All right. Let's watch this breakdown here, man. I didn't get a chance to really watch many breakdowns or vids about this. And by the way, Theory, I love you, bro, but like we're padding vids now. We're padding vids with actual trailers at the beginning. We're padding vids. We're padding vids now? Okay.
Possibilities that I'm not sure of. What I saw some people say during the live stream reaction and breakdown was that it could be passing by Mandalore, but the planet of the moon that it's going to doesn't look like Concordia at all to me. The planet that they're passing could be Yavin and the moon could be Yavin 4. The only issue here is that Yavin is more red, so that makes me think that maybe they're going to Mon Cala. Now, Mon Calamari are Admiral Akbar's species, and the Quarren are also native to Mon Cala. However, they live quote-unquote in peace with the Mon Calamari, however tensions are pretty high. Now, this female, who a lot of you guys were saying is Sabine Wren, could also be Verla, the mysterious Jedi that Luke Skywalker went to speak with in the comics.
The fuck? No,
now, I say this because of the ships being somewhat similar, and because of these two scenes lining up, but a lot
FanDuel Sportsbook makes it incredibly easy to bet live during the game. But to make it even easier, we got
Okay, let's get
a lot of you have
now here's the thing, let's stop. I think one of the most interesting debates right now in the Star Wars community over the Mando trailer is the Mandalorian looking for Luke Skywalker? You know, and I didn't see this, like, at first. I didn't see this actually, like, for a good bit into the day. But then I saw other people talking about it, and it is really interesting because if you think about it, a lot of the places that we see in the trailer could be places that Luke had various heroic moments at. You know what I mean? So a lot of people think that it could be that he's looking for Luke Skywalker to give the baby to Luke Skywalker. So, yeah. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, okay? Mike should be free. Mike, you should be free. Congratulations.
Said that it's Sabine and that the rumors point to that, so I'm gonna go with Sabine, considering she also looks pretty young and Verla is much older. The music playing is the same band that Cal Kestis is listening to in Jedi Fallen Order.
Really?
Who, and most of their songs are real Mongolian war chants from times of old turned into throat metal. So
dude, that's kind of cool, dude. That's kind of fucking cool. I didn't even know that. Those goddamn Mongolians.
Using that music ties Fallen Order with Mando Season 2. The city he's heading to isn't Navarro 7 in my opinion, it's something totally new. The structures in the background and the graffiti look totally different. As we see what looks like Tatooine or another desert planet, we see...
So my theory on that is that it's Corellia. But, you know, we really don't know.
The structures in the background and the graffiti look totally different. As we see what looks like Tatooine or another desert planet, we see a Tusken Raider on a Bantha. What he's doing on Tatooine, I don't really know, but I think it leads to this next scene that we're going to talk about in a few minutes regarding Boba Fett. Now, this ice planet, I'm pretty sure is Ilum, and the Razor Crest has crashed there as we see in the background. Ilum.
So everybody thinks this is the Razor Crest. I mean, I guess it could be. Do you guys think this is the Razor Crest? I know a lot of you do, because you were telling me this yesterday while we were Lethal Graffiti Planet. Yeah, it could be, Maddie. And I know somebody was saying that some of the graffiti. Yeah, nah, I don't think so either, man. Yeah, I don't think so, but it's all good. We're speculating. We're having fun. But Maddie, I saw some people saying that like some of the graffiti on the walls and shit, like, yeah, we can see you, Mike. We got you, Mike. You're back, baby. But like some people were saying the graffiti kind of looks like Sabine's work a little bit. And so like it could be a place where he's finding out more about Sabine or something like that, or a place that Sabine had been. Because yeah, she does a lot of graffiti, and some of the graffiti, I mean, a lot of it looks like just normal graffiti, but some of the images people pulled out of it were like, hey, that could be Sabine. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. Guns on the front of a Republic gunship are lower down. So you're technically right. Okay, there's a couple of different things that could be going on here. Number one, this is a crashed vessel that's smushed down. So I think that if this was, okay, imagine if we could grab this and like pull it up, like scale it up. Then the guns would be much lower, and like the ship itself would probably go up to where his shoulder is. like the actual front of it, right? So you'd be right. This cockpit area is like smashed, crashed, broken, or whatever. So, and then this little thing right here by his right elbow makes me think this would have been a place where one of the arms with the side guns would be connected to or whatever. So I think it's a Republic gunship. That's what I think.
Was the place where Jedi went to find Kyber Crystal.
Yeah, Ilum. Hey, it's Gunji. Yo. Hashtag justice for Gunji. Justice for Gunji. Come on. Let's
It's
get some
rich in
justice for
kyber,
Gunji.
very rare, and very strong with the Force. It was later taken over by the Empire and turned into Starkiller Base.
Yeah, so this is another thing that people are picking up on. Favreau has said there's connections to the sequel trilogy in here. And look, there could be Palpatine connections. And look, I'm just going to say this. If there's Palpatine connections, and it all has to do with like Palpatine coming back, and this is sort of like their retroactive way of trying to make it seem like Palpatine was always the plan or whatever. If that's like what they're trying to do, I'm going to try to be quiet about that and just be happy because, alas, I am just an unabashed Sheev Palpatine fan. Look, I simp for the Senate, okay? So I simp for the Senate, and if the Senate has connections to the Mandalorian, even though I can fully acknowledge it was bullshit and they did it poorly in The Rise of Skywalker, even though I still simp for the Senate, and so that's going to be one of those things where I'm not going to talk too much about how that's probably whack. So you're going to have to go watch someone else talk about that. I'm too much of a fanboy.
So perhaps Mando is going there to find out about a Jedi and their voyages there. Or he's going to meet a Jedi there. Or perhaps, and maybe my better theory yet, is that Palpatine had one of his observatories there, filled with a database of Jedi survivors after Order 66.
Let's see some observatories. Come on.
And Mando needs to track down a particular Jedi. Could it be Ahsoka? Maybe Luke? The next planet is Mon Cala with the Corran and Mon Calamari, as we see who I think is Sabine Wren as she vanishes. The armorer narrates the entire trailer, but the dialogue is from Season 1, as she talks about the songs of eons past, which to me references to Tar Vizsla, the Force-sensitive Mandalorian who fought the Jedi thousands of years ago.
Interesting. Tar Vizsla. There's been a lot of rumors that there's potential Tar Vizsla connections to Moff Gideon. Potential Moff Gideon, Mandalorian, Tar Vizsla connections. Wouldn't that be interesting? Let's keep going.
But it also makes me wonder why she's talking about the sorcerers, aka the Jedi, as if it didn't just happen decades ago, which it did. Like, was the galaxy oblivious to their existence, or it really hasn't been that long? The Mando says to the armorer that you expect me to search the galaxy and deliver this creature to a race of enemy sorcerers. This is the way. The Mando clearly doesn't like the Jedi, and this is a line from Season 1.
Maybe they just don't have
this
Twitter
tells
in
me
the
at least
Outer
that the
Rim,
Mando knows about the Jedi, or something to do with them, that they exist, and he most likely learned this from Death Watch, who saved him during the Clone Wars, also telling me that he was around during the time of Order 66 and possibly the Battle of Mandalore. Maybe not on Mandalore itself, but around during that time, during Clone Wars Season 7. The Razor Crest is flying with X-Wings, which tells me that the New Republic is either working with him, recruiting him, or he's running away from them. Since he's against the Empire, I could see him being in safe hands and teaming up with the New Republic.
That they probably want to do this. I mean, like, it just kind of makes sense, right? They probably want to turn him into being with the Republic or the Rebellion, because it's a nice turn, it's a nice arc for the character, and it also could create some drama with Cara, right? Because Cara, I believe, is wanted by the Republic. So she's technically an ex-Republic shock trooper, but she probably did some horrible shit or some very violent stuff or whatever, right? Think like Geneva Convention stuff, right? She went a little too far. And so now, like, I think they're looking for her as well, and she hates the Empire. So it would be very interesting interplay to kind of get all that going on.
This planet here, this could be Cloud City. And since
Let's
we're
go!
rumored to
That's
get
what I
Boba,
said!
Which I'm
Cloud
going to talk
City,
about in
baby!
about 30 seconds here or so, I could see that happening. Lando still has his city in the clouds, and we could see some of the old crew again from the original trilogy.
Are we getting some Lando connections in The Mandalorian Season 2? What if we see like Lobot or something? You know what I mean?
Wouldn't that be something? The next shot is super fast, and I have to give credit to someone who emailed me regarding something they found on Twitter. I didn't even notice this.
Hey, whoever emailed him, if you're watching this next time, email me. Okay.
So look, this one's a stretch, and I'm going to present you with the info, and you guys can let me know what you think. It looks like Boba's armor is here. Pause, zoom in. It looks like Boba's jetpack, and that looks like a Mandalorian's helmet, particularly Boba's. We know Boba is supposed to be in Season 2 as Tamora Morrison, and
Okay, what do you guys think? We're looking at it right now. What do you think? Let me know. I want to look at chat. I want to see what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you think this could be?
Helmet, particularly Boba's. We know Boba is supposed to be in Season 2 as Tamora Morrison, and I think this is the...
I mean, it does kind of look like it there. This, though, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? No Boba. 50-50. I want to believe, but bro, that's a stretch. Cobb Vanth. Damn, super Twitter detective. I see blur, but I might... Yeah. I don't see the jetpack. Or I see the jetpack. I don't know about the helmet, says Maddie. Cobb Vanth took his armor. That's true. Maybe, says Nick. Nah. Any jetpack could be that jetpack. That's true. Enrique says, meh. I think the stretch. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I take back what I said. Just email theory next time, please. I'm not so sure about this, guys. I am not so sure about this. I was actually hoping for a little bit more of conclusive evidence. I hadn't watched this vid, so I was hoping for a little bit more here. But I will say, and we'll watch the rest of the vid too. But I will say this could potentially make sense. It just really depends. Like, one of the things that I'm trying to figure out is, like, how is Cobb Vanth and Boba, like, how are they going to play that with Cobb Vanth and Boba? Because, like, if this is what it is, then he's presumably just beaten or killed or fought Cobb Vanth. And he is taking the armor, because I agree with Santa that I think at the start of the season, and according to all of the canon, Cobb Vanth will be in Boba's armor. But from everything I've heard, Boba is meant to play a big role, not only in Season 3, but in his own show moving forward. So I'm just curious. Like, I'm just wondering, like, how could this work itself out? Like, maybe he And another thing that's weird about this is, if Boba was the dude with the spurs at the end of episode 5 of season 1, if that was Boba's feet, then it does, I don't understand. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, right? So why would Boba, I mean, it makes sense that he's on Tatooine, but why would he be on Tatooine in his spurs? Oh, shit. What if that wasn't Boba at the end of episode 5? All right. What if it was Cobb Vanth? Guys, I think we just figured it out. Can we briefly explain who Cobb Vanth is? Asking for a friend. Absolutely, Chris. Welcome to the stream. So, Cobb Vanth is a character that was in Chuck Wendig's Aftermath series. And some of the things that were done in the Aftermath series were sort of tying together loose threads, or just explaining things that canon heads were curious about. Like, one of the things in the Aftermath books is that you find out that our beloved Jar Jar is back on Naboo, and he's a clown now. He's literally just being a clown for children. Okay? And so Cobb Vanth was a character that was said to be something like a sheriff, or something like a Texas Ranger on Tatooine. And the twist is he's wearing Boba Fett's armor. Okay? So, Lord Vito says, Jar Jar was always a clown. Well done, sir. Well done. Comment of the day. Comment of the day. And so, Cobb Vanth was that kind of a character on Tatooine, trying to clean stuff up. After Jabba was killed, there was a power vacuum on Tatooine, and a lot of crazy stuff because the Hutts are in charge. There's like a mafioso type stuff. I mean, like, dude, and by the way, I love talking about this shit, man. I love talking about Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I'll always love Star Wars. So, don't get it twisted. I know some people, like, if I turn on the sequel trilogy or if I start talking about how Hollywood's full of fuck faces, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying I don't like Star Wars. I love Star Wars. So, that's the story on Cobb Vanth. And the rumor is that Cobb Vanth and Boba are both going to be in season 2 of The Mandalorian. And so, how could that work out? And I think we just figured it out. I think that at the end of episode 5, that was Cobb Vanth. And the reason this makes sense is because who else but the local sheriff would roll up on, I forget the character's name. That she was the bounty or whatever. Anyway, who else would roll up on her like that? Yeah, Ming plays her, but she has like a cool name or some shit, doesn't she? Like it starts with an S, I think, or some shit. Felix Sean, yeah, that Sean name. Fennec Sean, that's it. Fennec Sean, Christina, thank you. So, hey, that's kind of cool. We might have just figured it out. You know what I mean? But let's keep going.
Closest teaser that we'll get in the trailer until we get the show. Like I said, it's a long shot, but you guys let me know what you think. Now, what also leads me to think this is legit is that we've also heard rumors of someone being cast as the officer who takes and wears Boba's armor. And this is from one of the canon novels. This is from Aftermath. So could it be that the Mando is retrieving Boba's armor and bringing it back to him? Could they be working together somehow? What I said. Stormtroopers run through a Star Destroyer. And I say a Star Destroyer because this image that we got right here recently is of Moff Gideon on a Star Destroyer.
Yo, me and Theory could get along, man.
We see Cara Dune.
I would have a beer with that guy or not inhale
and get some fast shots, which are self-explanatory, except for the dude hanging upside down all tied up. I don't really know who he is, but you can hear the scream of a Tusken Raider. So I guess the Mando is saving Tuskens. Who would tie them up? I don't really know. We'll have to find out. Mando is watching some underground fight between two Gamorreans. Now, Gamorreans were in Jabba's palace as the guards. This
Gamorreans were the people that Luke Skywalker was like, hey, how about your heart explode? Hey, how about your heart explode? But I don't know anything about the dark side. Luke Skywalker, the OG.
Could be at the enclave of another Hutt clan.
Hey, blap him real quick.
Gamorreans
yeah, my
could be
man.
Fighting to prove their
blap
worth
that
to
heart.
New master
blap.
That they will be guarding. As the Cyclops dude pulls his gun on Mando with his men,
and then there's
the
Mike
voice
Wazowski.
Sounds a lot like Jon Favreau. So
you guys know that I put in the Mike Wazowski because everybody in chat yesterday was calling that dude Mike Wazowski. I put that in the vid because of you guys. Keep being you.
So to me, this could be his cameo. Mando takes them out, and the last guy we see dead is a Zabrak, Darth Maul's species, which again has ties into Jedi Fallen Order, the Night Sisters, and of course, the Jedi. End trailer, end breakdown. Let me know what you guys think. I'm extremely excited. If you weren't there for the live reaction and breakdown video, I'm going to link it down below. It was tons of fun. There were over 6,000 of you live, and I love just breaking it down with the community and having a fun time as we go through it together. Thanks for watching this breakdown. I'll catch you later.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm not super sold on the fucking Boba stuff. Just being real. I'm not a hundy on that. But yeah, it seems pretty cool. So overall, here's my thing about the trailer, right? I didn't think it was the best trailer. But it doesn't have to be. That's my thing. Is Look, and this is really where the disparity comes in, because I was told by a number of different people, and some of these people are like, insiders and scoopers and stuff, and they're telling, they're kind of speaking about things that they're hearing. I was told that this trailer was going to have Ahsoka. And by the way, I know a little bit more about that. I was told that this was going to have Ahsoka, and that it was going to be crazy, mind-blowing, from beginning to end, just take you on a ride and blow your mind. To me, this trailer is not that. To me, this trailer is 3 separate sequences from probably 3 different episodes cut up in a very weird, mysterious way. That's what it is. I mean, think about it. We've got the snow planet, right? We've got the snow planet. We've got the water planet. And then we've got Tatooine, and I guess technically we've got the whatever that planet is, with the graffiti. So you've got, I guess it's 4 sequences. And it's 4 sequences cut up. It really doesn't show you a lot. And it's so cut up that, I don't know, man. Like, for me, I was expecting a little bit more. I know many of you really like the trailer. I know many of you are like, that trailer sucks. For me, it's like somewhere in the middle, right? Like, it's like it's serviceable. Definitely serviceable. But I wanted more. I wanted more power. More Jedi. That's what I wanted. But I guess I'm just a selfish fanboy. All right, so we're going to get into Q&A in just a second, guys, and I'll just chat with you guys. I'll address whatever you guys want to address. Let's see, though. Let's just make sure. Let's check Reddit. Make sure nothing earth-shattering happened. Make sure nothing earth-shattering is going on. Oh, Black Widow might move its date again. Never would have guessed. Definitely didn't tell you that weeks ago. See what else is going on. Yo, the imposter's pretty good. Thanks. You played yourself. Dude, yeah, so I think you guys are going to be playing on Friday night with Bashti and Lavis. I think you're going to play some Among Us. It's a pretty fun game, man. Whoa, what's this? I don't even play Pokemon, but I want it. That's too nice. Whatever that is. Too nice. I want it. Oh, you made it? Good for you, bro. Look. Give you a little upvote. Nice. Good job. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. A Star Wars. I guess I should check. Can you guys see this all right? All right, cool. A Star Wars Among Us meme. There is an imposter among us. Ahsoka was not the imposter. Yo, this is like a really good meme. This is pretty good, dude. Because this is, of course, referring to what happens to her when they... Yeah, no, that's cool. Well done. What else is going on in the world? There's some stuff going... Yeah, the Black Widow stuff, man. Jesus Christ. I mean, Marvel. Why you do this? So let's just get into Q&A. There was one thing. I think I'll do a full vid on this. Like, I think I'll do a full vid on this, but Olivia Wilde name drops Kevin Feige when talking about Spider-Woman. And we've sort of been circling around this story for months. What's going on with Sony and Marvel? Why is Feige being so nice to Sony? What did he get out of it? What does it mean? Etc., etc. Dude, Olivia Wilde name drops Kevin Feige talking about the Spider-Woman project. And I love it, dude. I love it. Keep slipping. Keep slipping up. I want everybody to slip up. Slip, slip, slippity slip, 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 slippity slip. Because then we can talk about it. All right, let's get into Q&A, guys. We're doing Q&A. Look, super chats help. If you don't have any loot, don't worry about it. If you got some loot, it could help us out. Help us keep the lights on. Do you know how long each episodes are? No. No, but I do know that I do know they're going to be varied in length. I do know there will be some longer ones. I think there's one that gets close to 40 minutes, but that's about it. I don't think we're getting hours. Speak on Kang? Dude, I'll speak on Kang. First of all, I'm super pissed that not enough people watched my video about Kang. Y'all fucked up. And yes, I made a super clickbaity thumbnail, and I thought about taking... Look, the thumbnail says, most important Marvel MCU story of 2020, and, like, nobody clicked it. And I thought to myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna upgrade it to the biggest MCU story ever and have, like, a nuclear explosion thing going on with, like, Kang in the background or something like that. I was like, man, I'm so pissed nobody clicked on that video. I'm going to take the clickbait up to 11. But... talking about Kang for just a little bit. Drum and Company says, I clicked and I actually really liked the vid. Thanks. That you, Mike Zero? Nice. Okay, so let's talk about Kang. This shit is so cool, and it's such a big deal. Like, I don't know if people understand how big of a deal this is. Are you Kangry? Maybe. I don't know if people understand how much of a big deal this is, dude. It proves that a lot of the things we've been talking about and a lot of the stories around it are true. Ant-Man 3 is going to be a massive film. And it's really reminding me of like a Civil War type movie. Because I think really, like, Phase 4 is kind of an interesting thing. But it feels like in a lot of ways sort of a step back and a setup. It's like step back, set up. Step back, set up, right? Because I think they're literally just stepping back a bit from all the craziness and they're setting shit up, right? So they're setting up Yelena as the new Black Widow. They're going to set up Captain Marvel as a very important part of the new Avengers. They're gonna set up all sorts of things, Shang-Chi, etc., all down the line. But I think very quickly Feige is going to turn back to that like late phase 2, phase 3 vibe where it's like, yo, we are just going. Like, we are just going. And there's plot and there's crazy connective tissue and there's all these things that we all love. And important, there's also this backdrop, epic, cosmic level, crazy thing that's driving some of the players. Okay? So what am I talking about? I'm talking about Secret Wars. I'm talking about Battle World. I'm talking about how Ant-Man 3 is going to be the scientific tease for the multiverse and the breakdown of the multiverse. And then Doctor Strange will be the magic side of it. And so between Doctor Strange and the magic outlook on the multiverse problems and Ant-Man 3's, who might also bring in Reed Richards, Doctor Doom, etc., that all of these people are going to come together to fully explain what is going on with the multiverse. Multiverse of Madness will set that up. Whew! It's going to be beautiful, dude. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So I am very excited about Kang. By the way, I watched a little bit of the first episode of Lovecraft Country. It was so good that I turned it off because it was late at night and I knew I was going to pass out anyway. So I was like, no. I'll watch this when I'm actually awake. So I'll be checking out Lovecraft Country. It seems pretty cool, actually. So yeah. That's my take on Kang. After Dark is 9 p.m. tomorrow. Good call. Good call, Lavis. Okay. Y'all need to check out After Dark tomorrow at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Chris Lissenfeld with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Do you think we'll see Pedro with the helmet off more in this season? Saw he wasn't happy about wearing it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure they shot some stuff with him with it off. But I also know that creative was pretty forceful about him being in the helmet. I mean, this is the way. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to expect with... I'm actually going to be really curious to watch the back half of the season to see how they handled that. We'll see. The drama is fake. Calm down. Titan. Titan. Oh, to be so naive. Oh, to be young and forgetful. Oh, to be suckling at the teat of Fake news. O to B. Titan. I need to learn more about him. Who, Kang? Read some comics. Read some comic books. Josh, you're killing me today. Well, I hope not really killing you. Take care of yourself. Read them comics. Wait, so it's legit? There was drama on set? Dude, how can you not understand? Please go back and watch the replay. Please go back and watch the replay. Yes, the drama's real. What a crazy Ant-Man 3. Kang, Fan 4, Doom, possibly Young Avengers. I know, dude. I know. Insanity. Insanity, ladies and gentlemen. Please read my question. What's the question? Do you think Spider-Woman could be as big as Spider-Man? No, but that doesn't mean that other characters can't. I mean, I feel like Miles is like right up there with Peter. He technically is Spider-Man, so I guess it's a little bit different. But like Spider-Gwen's pretty popular. They could make Spider-Gwen much more popular. They could make Silk much more popular. And then why I still don't understand their fetish-like obsession with Jessica Drew. But Jessica Drew could be very popular as well. Black Angus reviews for the super chat. Thanks for the love, brother. Says, got a Boba theory vid dropping tonight. You'll like it. Beautiful, man. I will check it out. Could Ahsoka be teased in the second trailer? And that's what they were doing the reshoot for. So, Kevin, look, I'm sorry, brother. I'm trying to get to everybody's questions. This is what happens. I'll be completely honest. I see a question I want to answer, and then I start thinking about it, and I look away from the chat. I'm one of those kind of fucking people. I'm one of those people that doesn't look at people when they talk because my brain is weird. I don't know why. It's just a weird brain, okay? So when I start talking, you'll often see me looking around. You'll often see me looking over here. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm not looking at the chat. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I'm just trying to think. So please forgive me, Kevin. I apologize. Anyway. What was I even talking about? Now I'm like triggered. We were talking about something kind of cool. Oh, the second trailer. Okay, so here's the thing. Oh, yeah, Ahsoka, thank you, Will. I was told that the scene that people thought was being shot specifically for the trailer is actually for the series. Okay? So, here's what I think we need to look for. Are we going to see a scene with Ahsoka in a cantina taking a couple people out with a lightsaber? If we see that scene in the show, we will know, oh, okay, so that's where that went. Because I think some of the people I was talking to were like, I may have misunderstood the purpose of the thing that was being shot, etc., etc. You know what I mean? Aw, worst vid. Aw, Max, dude, thanks, man. I think you're a troll that just wanted to be blocked forever. But there you go. Boom, blocked forever. Enjoy your vacation. Josh, do you think they'll ever do anything about fan grievances with the sequel trilogy? Yeah, for sure. They already are. What they're doing what they're doing to help fans out is creating the Filoni-verse. They're creating the Filoni-verse on Disney Plus. That's what they're doing. So yeah, they are going to do stuff. Fan grievances, I mean, like, you know, that's a tricky one. Disney's really weird with that shit, right? Like, they don't like to admit that they're wrong, like, ever. So, I don't know. It's a little tough for them. I think they need to actually change that a little bit. Kendall Davis, thanks for the love, brother. Ant-Man 3 and Multiverse of Madness will put DC back in their place. You're probably right. Just wanted to talk trash and support at the same time. Appreciate it, Kendall. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the love. Yeah, man. DC's got their own world of troubles going on. So we'll just see. How many Batman do they have to throw in stuff? Can you explain the Batman stuff, though? All right. Only because I was so mean to you, Titan, I will explain it for you. Okay? I will explain this just for you. Warner Brothers threw Batman into the Flash movie in order to distract people from talking about Ezra Miller. Now, that's a little bit of a joke. But it is now pretty apparent that Warner Brothers put out an announcement about Ben Affleck returning as Batman. They put it out 2 to 3 days early, meaning it was scheduled to be announced at DC Fandom. Okay? The Batman announcement was supposed to come out at DC Fandom, and they dropped it early through studio mouthpiece Anthony Breznicant. And Anthony Breznicant told us all about Ben Affleck so that we would focus on that and not talk about Ray Fisher's new tweets, which are real. The situation is real, and they're panicking. The studio is trying everything they can to hide that reality from you. And so they keep throwing Batman into this movie, and we were joking about it, and we were like, oh, it's almost like Warner Brothers was like, I don't want them talking about Ray Fisher. Put another Batman in the movie. And people were like, wait, another Batman? And Warner Brothers was like, put another Batman in there. How many Batmans do we got? Put like 6 more Batman in them. I don't want those fuckers talking about shit. And so because of the Pedro Pascal situation, I am memeing or joking about how Disney is considering putting Batman into the Mandalorian Season 2 to hide the Pedro Pascal drama from all of you. And so now that I've explained it, it is no longer funny, and it sucks. So thanks, Titan. You just ruined the stream. Any other questions, chat? Any other questions? PS5 event today. You turn it on Xbox and getting a PlayStation? I'm thinking about it. I want to see what they got to show us. All right, Attack Peter, right on, brother. Heard that. Right on. Will Morgan, you ain't wrong, brother. You ain't wrong, dude. A young Luke Skywalker in Season 2? I would love it. I haven't heard anything about it. But there's the possibility, because here's the thing. They did hide the child from us. Okay? They hid the child from us. So they can hide stuff from us. I want them to hide stuff. Anthony, I think it is Sabine Wren. World famous. I'm sorry. You get no love from me? I'm sorry, brother. The chat's moving a little bit. This is 2 you owe me, Josh. I am probably right about Gideon. I was the one who first mentioned the dude from Lovecraft Country, though it was in the context of Black Panther. That's true. Hey, world famous. That's true. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. I suspect the Obi-Wan rewrites are because too much baby Luke like Baby Yoda. Ooh, that's not exactly what happened. Oh, dude, Nick Cook. I've seen those photos, dude. I've seen those photos of Sebastian Stan as young Luke Skywalker. Spectacular. Spectacular, I say. Josh, what is up with people thinking that Black Widow push to February will make any difference? At this point, it's just a movie that no one is hyped for and is only pushing back doper movies. Hashtag I want Eternals. Stormy, I couldn't agree with you more. In fact, I'm working on a video, and I want to make a vid. Yo, Titan, they did meet. They did meet. It's confirmed in canon they have met. Oh, wait. No, it's not confirmed that they met. It's just confirmed that Luke knows about Ahsoka. Because it's in that, like, from my point of view book or whatever. Sorry, I jumped the gun on that. All right, Stormy, let me tell you something. Man, let me tell y'all something. I'm working on a video in which I basically want to say that Hollywood is fucking up by not just releasing these movies, even though they will lose money on these movies. That they are doing more damage to their fan base by not just eating that loss and giving fans what they want. And you know what it feels like to me? It feels like to me, have you guys ever been in a relationship and it's like, it's great and the sex is really good, and like, then like 6, 9 months, maybe a year into it, the sex isn't that good anymore and you're not having sex as much? And what tends to happen when that happens is you start to notice all the little things that you didn't notice before. Or like all of the things that you let go that you knew was a thing, but like, whatever, you know? As it stops being good, as the frequency stops. Yo, Jamie and Ben World, like, congratulations. You got me to say your name. Congrats. Good for you. So, it's like, what's happening right now is Disney stopped putting out. And it is causing a lover's quarrel. A lover's quarrel between the fans and the mouse. So, I legitimately think they just need to put it out there. Yeah, box office is irrelevant, dude. These companies they're really fucking up. Like I think more so than a lot of people would. And you know, like, look, there are people out there that think opposite of me, and one of the things that's been triggering me recently, like I've seen Jeremy Conrad's tweets about it, and look, I like Jeremy. Jeremy is legitimately a nice person. He has very good sources. He's intelligent. He's good-hearted. He's a good guy. But I see him like quote tweeting people or getting at people and being like, what, do you want Marvel just to abandon their strategy? Do you want Marvel to just come out and make lose all this money? And yeah, no, I do. That's literally what I'm saying. And so I'm going to try to put a video together where I can like kind of put my thoughts into like a nice, concise sort of argument and try to present it, because it's just like I don't think they realize the damage they're doing, and they are doing damage. And they are doing damage. Josh, I miss your John Wayne impression, Pilgrim. That's for you, Chris. There's no way they can make what they would have made pre-COVID. Yeah. Josh, my nephew said you look like Harry Potter. Not right. Not right. Dude, Star Wars is whack now. Let's be honest. Yeah, but they have the opportunity. Here's my thing with Star Wars. It's really interesting because my turn has been I've pretty much turned completely on the sequel trilogy. However, the future of Star Wars is actually super bright. And everything that I've heard from behind the scenes and the things that I think are coming sound amazing, dude. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. I'm very pumped. So, no, Star Wars is going to be fine. Star Wars is good. But yeah, they did fuck up, and they need to figure that out. Hello from Australia, mate. Thank you for what you do. Thank you. Thank you, Tombstone. I hope that accent wasn't too cringe. Thank you. Josh, assuming the Pedro drama is real, whether Pedro is back or not, will the social media pressure force him to respond? Doesn't seem to be a lot of pressure, I'm going to be honest. A lot of people are saying it's fake news, and dude, the whole thing, and let me take this opportunity to again talk. And by the way, I'm doing a video about Gina's tweets. I'm doing it. I've molded over. I've talked to multiple different people that feel about it differently. I'm doing a video about Gina's tweets. I'm doing it. But this brings me to a nice opportunity here, okay? This is a nice opportunity here. So we got like 318 peeps in here or whatever. Look, here's what I want to say to all of you. You need to watch the Netflix documentary, and we definitely need more likes. You definitely need more likes. So please drop a like. But you need to watch the Netflix documentary called The Social Dilemma. This is a very important piece of media, and I think later tonight, Bashi and myself will be watching a Q&A that will be on thesocialdilemma.com. Okay? So here's what I would recommend for people. Watch that documentary, and then consider hanging out tonight and watching the Q&A with the people from thesocialdilemma.com. So I just really, really want people to watch that because I know the world is crazy right now, and I know there's a lot of division, and as we head towards the election in November, it's just going to be more divisive. But I think what people are not understanding is that, and it's a very hard thing to explain, but essentially the TLDR of it is social media companies broke our brains. They broke our brains. We can't see eye to eye. We can't even agree on what objective truth is anymore. It's very difficult to have a nuanced conversation online. Now, everybody knows this, but I don't think people fully understand the extent to which it has broken your brain. It has broken my brain. It has broken Gina's brain. It has broken Pedro Pascal's brain. It's broken all of our brains. All of us. And in some ways, we're just doing the best that we can. You know what I mean? So, some of this shit's hard to talk about. Like the Gina situation, her tweets, that shit's hard to talk about. But you know what? It's important. It's important to talk about. So I highly recommend checking that out. And I think, for me personally, it's been such a gift. It's been such a gift because when I watched the doc, and I watched it 3 times. And so when I watched it, and I had been following Tristan Harris for a while anyways. And there's like this really great YouTube channel out there called like Rebel Wisdom. And so I'd been watching like some of the Rebel Wisdom videos, and I'd been thinking about this for a long time. Well, in fact, and I was having this conversation with people yesterday, I deleted my personal Twitter over 2 years ago. The last post I made on my official Facebook was a big post warning people about social media and it breaking our brains. I have majorly stepped back from Instagram. Just yesterday, Kim Kardashian came out and said she's freezing her Facebook and her Instagram account, and a lot of people are following suit with her, and the stock price took a major hit. We're maybe in a really cool moment here of like awakening. We might actually be waking up from this bullshit. So, my message to all of you is, as we head towards November, there's going to be a lot of pressures to be very aggressive and to be very vocal with your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. And you really need to do what you can to fall back or try to open up lines of actual dialogue with people that disagree with you. Because not to get conspiratorial, because it's really not a conspiracy, but there are foreign powers that want us at each other's throats. Okay? So, whether you are all in on Trump or all in on Biden, or, like the vast majority of Americans, somewhere in between, we need to put the fucking pitchforks down. We need to stop attacking each other so much. So, That's all I got to say on the matter. That's all I got to say. Nice, Patricia. The power pack's coming in. Love it. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, Mike, dude. I love Mike, dude. Mike's the best. Mike's the best, dude. Yeah, man, just be happy and love each other as much as we can. As much as we can. I'm all in on that Palpatine guy from Naboo. Seems like a nice guy. Yeah, he does. He does. He's got a really nice speaking voice, too. You know? Nice Chewbacca cutout. What are you talking about, my dad? So basically, stop yelling at Chet. Hey, Chet, I'm sorry. I am sorry. No, it's not just the emotional music in the background making me feel a certain way. No. I really and truly want to apologize to you. In fact, I'm going to give you a raise. I'm going to announce it right here. No, it's not just the emotional fucking Lifetime movie music going on in the background. No, it's not that. I'm going to give you a raise. No, let's not get crazy. 30 cents a day. We'll bump it up. 30 cents a day. Cool. Right on. Canada sends the love tonight. Baby Yoda versus Ben Solo. Whew, that's rough. That's rough. All right, guys, I'm probably going to get out of here in just a second. Is there any last-minute questions? Any things that we want to talk about last minute here, guys, before we get on out of here? You got to look out for some dope videos later today. And y'all got to come back after dark. Let me explain something to you guys. Mike Porter says, thanks, Josh, for the love, and look at this community grow. Amen, Mike. Amen. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the love. Let me explain something to you guys. I think After Dark and what Al and Lavis are doing is literally some of the best content that we've produced in years, dude. Like, I love that show. I love the chemistry of these guys. I love Al going in, dude. When Al goes in, whoo! I love it. I am a fan, like legitimately a fan of After Dark. And if you've never seen After Dark, please come by tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 p.m. EST. The boys are going to take you around town. They're going to show you some cool stuff, okay? So do that. Friday night. Bashti, Lavis, what time are we starting on Friday? Is it like 7? 7 p.m.? $7 p.m.? Can I quickly explain string theory? Sure. So here's string theory. Everything in the universe is divisible, but if you were to be able to divide infinitely, which we technically don't have the ability to do, but if we had the ability to divide infinitely, you would eventually get to a thing that can be divided infinite amount of times without losing any of its structural integrity or actual, like, atomic energy levels. So essentially, like, it's a thing that can be divided infinitely, but never lose any of its, what's the word I'm looking for? Integrity, I guess? I don't know. Like, it can just be divided forever and not, it doesn't take half out when it's divided. And that thing, they think they're, like, string-like or whatever. So that's what string theory is. That's string theory. 8 p.m. is a little early for After Dark, no? It's 9 p.m., I said. My queen! Take it easy, Gavin. Sounds like some Willy Wonka shit. It kind of does, doesn't it? Kind of does, yeah. 9? No! Says Cap. But I think they're going to go for like 2 hours. So, like, you got time, man. It's after dark, not during sunset. For sure. For sure. That's true. Hey, look, man. The guy we keep banning made another account, and they're back in here. Good stream today. Good stream, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm getting out of here. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Nerd Vengers, appreciate you guys so much, man. It really does support the channel. I hope you guys are liking some of the behind-the-scenes content. I hope you guys are liking the percentage off of the merchandise that you get. If you are not a Nerd Venger member and you want to get that dope-ass badge and you want to get the dope-ass emojis that we have, you want to come to our dope-ass streams on the weekend that are exclusive, click the join button. Join the Nerd Vengers today. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.